I think the question that people have to ask themselves, as I said earlier on, is if we don't go ahead now when we've clearly done so much with the vaccination programme to break the link between infection and death, if we don't go ahead now when the summer fire break is coming up, the school holidays, all the advantages that should give us in fighting the virus, then the question is, when would we go ahead, particularly given the likelihood the virus will have an extra advantage in the colder months in the autumn and the winter. So we'd run the risk of either opening up at a very difficult time when the virus has an edge, has an advantage in the colder months, or again putting everything off to next year. So I don't want people to feel that this is, as it were, the moment to get demob happy. This is the end of COVID. It is very far from the end of dealing with this virus, and I hope that that's been clear from everything that you've heard from this press conference today. And on the irreversibility point, obviously, if we do find another variant that doesn't respond to the vaccines, if heaven forbid some really awful new bug should appear, then clearly we will have to take whatever steps we need to do to protect the public. But on balance, given the massive success of the vaccine rollout, given the fact that this is a propitious moment, a good moment to do it, given the coming summer holidays, the natural fire break we have there, and given the difficulty of then imagining us opening up in the context of the colder autumn winter months, I think this is a balanced and a cautious approach. Your question about will I personally wear a mask? I think that, as I said earlier on, it will depend on the circumstances, and I think that what we're trying to do is move from a universal government diktat to relying on people's personal responsibility. And clearly, there's a big difference between travelling on a crowded tube train and sitting late at night in a virtually empty carriage on the main railway line. So, what we want to do is for people to exercise their personal responsibility, but to remember the value of face coverings, both in protecting themselves and others. I will obviously wear a mask in crowded places where you're meeting people that you don't know, as Chris was saying, to protect others and as a matter of simple courtesy. But there's a difference between that, and I think everybody can understand that, and circumstances where you're finding yourself sitting alone for hours late at night on a train with no one else in the compartment. There I think people should be entitled to exercise some discretion.